This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard the tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. I love stuff like this. BuzzFeed put together a list of actors who turned down major roles for various reasons. And I love this stuff. It's like, wow, that's the person they went with first.
I love that they have the reasons behind it, too. Not just like, oh, they said no to whatever, Pootie Tang. And you don't know why. Because why would someone turn down Pootie Tang?
Right. Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right. I mean, it was just Chris Rock was smart. You know, he didn't do it.
No, he knew what's up.
He knew. Lily Allen, I don't know much about Lily Allen, to be honest with you.
She's a singer.
That's what I thought. I thought the name sounded familiar, but I didn't know her as an actress.
I think she was the one who did the recent Sublime cover of Summertime.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah. So she's a British chick.
She turned down the...
I think that's actually what she refers to herself as.
Yeah, British chick. She turned down the role of Yara in Game of Thrones because she'd have to do sex scenes with the character Theon, who was played by her real-life brother, Alfie Allen. Oh, I didn't realize they were okay. So that's her brother.
So did the casting director know that ahead of time, or just didn't even put two and two together? Because that seems like a really twisted thing to do. Like, we've got a role for you. Awesome. Who do I get to be? You get to have sex with Perseus, or whatever the person's name is.
Perseus.
And it turns out that's actually played by your brother. Don't worry, it's not weird at all.
Well, the characters are brother and sister. And they have like a pseudo sex scene. So I'm wondering, they're like, oh, it'd be funny if we got your real sister in on this.
Yeah, no.
No, yeah.
I mean, for the movie or the show, if that, do whatever you want, but like, if you know what I mean? Like, that would be really weird if all of a sudden, like, let's just say Sarah's in the world of acting, and so is Joe. And they're both doing their thing, and then all of a sudden they're like, we got this role, it's huge, this is going to be a show that's going to take over the world, people are going to talk about it all the time. Awesome, I'll do it. The only problem is if you're going to be acting alongside your brother or sister as siblings. Cool. And you're going to have to make out. No, I'm out.
Technically, they didn't make out. Like, in the show, they were riding a horse together, and he didn't recognize her because he hadn't seen his sister in like 15 years or something. And he was like hitting on her and doing a little something, and she was just like, you're funny. That's, okay, I see you're doing that. And later he finds out that's his sister.
I just think back to the episode, that Friends reunion show when they talked about Ross and Rachel first kissing. And then we find out on that Friends reunion show on HBO Max that there was like sexual tension between the two of them. They were into each other. And the big fear was they were going to finally hook up, but it's going to be for the show. But they actually like put all that like tension and frustration into that first kiss. Like, you know what I mean? So like when someone's like, oh, I'm just acting, there's nothing weird about it. It's like, no, that's an intimate thing. I definitely don't want to do that with my sibling or my family member.
Well, and plus, if you know that, I mean, that's not something that's cool. I mean, we've gotten used to the fact that, okay, there are people who are going to do sex scenes and kissing scenes with people who are not their girlfriends, boyfriends, spouses, whatever. We've sort of accepted that, all right, you get that that's acting. But I don't think in any situation a brother and sister kissing is something that anybody feels good about, even if you're supposedly acting. It's like, no, I'm with Steve on this. They planned to have sex scenes when they pitched it, Vicky, apparently, but then I guess they decided not to have it after all. But according to this story, there were going to be sex scenes, at least when it was pitched to Lily.
And she's not even really an actress. She's done a few video shorts here and there, but almost everything she does, she's herself.
She finally gets an acting gig, but you have to make out with your brother.
Hey.
Like, I'm going to stick with singing.
Yeah, I'm with Steve. What were they thinking? It's like, nobody in society wants brothers, sisters kissing. And if you know they're both brother and sister as you're watching the show, you're going to not be cool with that. It was like already trippy that we had two characters that were brother and sister on the show that were regularly having sex with each other. That was like the most shocking thing of the show. And they were really going to have a real life couple in another set of characters do that on Game of Thrones? That's just nuts.
One texter says there's a scene where he reaches around and grabs her the hoots. Yeah.
Well, all right. So then that is a sex scene, Vicky.
Well, it's not a traditional one. It's just like a squeeze. So I'm wondering if they're like, we can get away with this. I'm not saying it was a good idea. I'm just thinking this is probably their dumb reasoning.
Well, but no, that is a sex scene. So I can see why Lily said no.
I wouldn't do that with my brother.
Yeah. There you go. Okay.
So I think Thanksgiving, the next Thanksgiving and Christmas, kind of weird.
Yeah.
Just a bit. Stay away from the turkey, yo.
Can you pass me the potatoes and stop grabbing my boobs in TV shows?
Yeah, that is nuts to me that they thought that would be okay. Steve, they must not have realized they were the same. They must not have realized they were related.
No, I feel somebody knew.
I think somebody hated Alfie.
Maybe
the casting director wanted to get rid of Alfie. He's like, you know how we get rid of him? We cast his sister and they have to touch each other.
Wow. Well, that would have been bad because Alfie was really awesome on that show. Liam Neeson turned out the role of James Bond, which I didn't know he was up for the role of James Bond.
Dude, Liam Neeson would be the greatest James Bond.
Well, blame his wife because she said she wouldn't marry him if he took the role. Like, I wonder what her problems with James Bond. Maybe she thinks he's, I don't know, setting the wrong example. I don't know. Or maybe she thought Liam would be attracted to a bunch of women if he played that character.
Or a lot of women would be attracted to him because he's James Bond.
So is that why he takes all these roles where like family members are kidnapped or killed because he's mad at his
she
wife?
wants that. Well, that's okay. You see, that means I'll know you'll protect me if I get kidnapped. You can take those roles, Lisa. Okay.
Do you think it was a scheduling thing? Like maybe they had like a big anniversary coming up and the filming was going to happen around that time.
That's a good call.
You know what I mean? Like, why would you tell your husband not to take an iconic role like that? Like something that will, like, his legacy will live on forever.
Well, she said she wouldn't marry him. That's that to me is weird. So I don't know. Maybe the filming was happening during, I guess, their supposed wedding day. But my gosh, that's a lot of dough to turn down just for your wedding day. I'd be like, look, sweetheart, you know how much more money we're going to get? I will give you a fantastic wedding day if you let me take this role. Unless, of course, she's like, no, I don't want you being the eye of all the women out there. Don't do it. All right. Well, yeah, they probably should have just had him. But if it was a brother-sister role, that would be okay.
That's just crazy, man. I just tell someone, like, no, you can't be James Bond.
Drew Barrymore turned down the role of Sidney Prescott in the Scream movies because she was sick of the final girl horror movie cliche.
Oh, and the way they did it with her was so amazing, too, because they had her as, like, the premier person on the movie posters and the trailers and stuff, and then she just gets wasted in the first scene.
Yeah.
And then at that point, all the rules are out for the movie, and out totally in.
Who is Sidney in Scream?
Neve Campbell.
Neve Campbell, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This one is amazing. And look, this actor has had a good career, no doubt about it. She's done a great job on Homeland. But this is amazing that, who was the woman in Titanic, Danny? I forget her name.
Kate Winslet.
Well, I don't know why I can't remember Kate Winslet's name. I really like her.
Close, Steve.
Oh. How about Kate Winslet wasn't the first choice? They went to Claire Danes first.
Oh, that makes sense.
And she was like, I've already done a Romeo and Juliet kind of thing with Leo. I don't want to do another one. So she turned down that role.
Yeah, she literally did Romeo and Juliet the year before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
1996, and then Titanic was 1997.
So how exhausting is doing, like, romance scenes with Leonardo DiCaprio where you're like, yeah, I just can't do that again with that guy.
Apparently enough back to back.
Yeah.
I mean, and then, of course, Titanic goes on to be this ridiculously huge movie, and she said no to that. Wow. Damn.
Do you think the movie would have hurt with her, or do you think it would have just been fine either way?
I think it would have been good, and I think they would actually, because the Romeo and Juliet they did is actually kind of a cult classic, so I think it would have actually been...
I love that movie.
It's the best, and so at that point I think it might have been just as big or maybe even bigger with Claire Danes, but, you know.
It's hard to say, because Kate Winslet was really good in that role.
No, she was. I'm not saying she was.
It's hard to say. Yeah.
Do you think there was also a fear maybe like it would almost be like, was it Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan for a while where you felt like they were going to just be in every movie together?
Oh,
maybe
right,
she's got this fear, like, I don't want to be stuck with Leonardo DiCaprio in every film.
This one is wild. This one is really, really wild. Two people turned down the role of Neo in The Matrix. We've heard about Will Smith because he said he didn't want to be known as the alien guy, I guess because he also, did Men in Black.
And he also had Wild Wild West that he wanted to do, which was a very important film.
It was.
That was
fantastic
a mistake.
movie.
It's huge.
Yeah. That was a mistake. But we also learned, though, that the Wachowskis seemed very stoned when they did the pitch meeting and the way they explained what The Matrix is going to be about. And Will's like, what are you guys high? I don't even know what you're talking about. But he's not the only one that turned down the role. So Keanu wasn't the first choice, but one of Keanu's co-stars, big co-stars, actually was the one that got the shot before him. And she said no. And that's right. They were going to change the role to have Neo be a female character if Sandra Bullock would have said yes. And she said no. Sandra Bullock would have been Neo in The Matrix if she said yes before they went to Keanu.
Was she in The Matrix?
No.
I meant Speed co-star. I should have said Speed co-star.
I was like, I couldn't remember if she was or wasn't. I'm like, that's interesting that she didn't want to be the star.
But it is funny that they were they were action movie co-stars together, and they would have chosen, they were thinking about her as Neo before they thought about him.
I mean, of the two, Speed, way better film.
Steve?
Wow. You are really.
Would you like to make a retraction?
No, he's you can see his face. You know he knows.
10 out of 10 times. I come over to Danny's house. He's like, hey, I only own 2 movies, and we need to watch a movie. It's going to be either Speed or Matrix. I'm going to be like Speed every single time.
Oh man, you are off my Christmas card list.
And Danny, Danny, have you seen The Matrix?
I have never seen either of those movies.
Oh my gosh!
Oh wow, that's pretty.
Sorry to throw you into this.
It's fine. We're going to watch Titanic, so it's all good.
Yeah, I don't see them making the Speed 4, Steve. When are they going to make Speed 4? Oh yeah, they're
after
not.
Speed 2, they realize they've done all they can.
Yeah,
maybe
you're not wrong.
Yeah. Matrix should have followed suit.
Well, there are people that would agree with you on that, but still.
Come on, you guys don't really think Matrix 2 is good.
It's amazing. It's got one of the best action scenes ever. The freeway scene.
Yeah, Matrix 2
and those ghost dudes fighting was so cool. Oh, you jerk.
It's not as good as Matrix 1, but it is good for its own reasons. And a lot of people hate Matrix 3, which I loved it. I loved it for different reasons.
Matrix 2 might have been the first movie I ever fully fell asleep on in a theater.
Really?
Yes.
There was a lot going on. You must have just not cared about anything.
Do you remember that he fell asleep during the Superman movie where Superman's getting shot with a gigantic machine chain gun in a empty theater with all of the sound blasting, and he was there sawing logs?
Done. Yeah.
In all fairness, I fell asleep before that happened, so I was already in a deep sleep. I fell asleep during the opening credits.
In all fairness. Yeah. Oh man, whatever.
I'm honest with you guys, man. It's Speed over Matrix any day of the week.
All right.
This last one that BuzzFeed's talking about, actors that turn down movies, another iconic role. I mean, would we know Samuel L. Jackson? Would he be the iconic actor in our lives if, in fact, he did not get this role? And of course, here's the sad thing. The person that they went to before Samuel L. Jackson is the person they always confuse with Samuel L. Jackson.
No.
Yeah, Lawrence Fishburne was offered the role of Jules in Pulp Fiction before Sam.
Oh, he doesn't have that yelly vibe that Sam Jackson has that made that movie so perfect.
See, sometimes, they don't, sometimes great actors bring stuff to a role that even the writers and directors had no idea could be done. I mean, and I believe you're absolutely right, Rev. Who knows what Lawrence Fishburne would have brought to that role that would have made it completely different. And I wonder if the movie would have been as iconic because Samuel L. Jackson really made that a great movie because of his character.
Yeah, I can't picture Lawrence Fishburne being that character at all.
So why did Lawrence Fishburne say no? And this is really interesting. I mean, people have their reasons. Lawrence felt that Pulp Fiction made heroin use look attractive, which It also scared the crap out of me. See, I would say Lawrence, when they had to restart her damn heart because she was done, I'm like, yeah, I don't ever want to use drugs.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I got out of that movie, Lawrence. So it didn't make it attractive to me.
Pretty good PSA there.
That scene is so intense.
Yeah, very
You feel like you're going to have a heart attack while watching that.
Yeah, and so that didn't make drug use attractive to me. That just reinforced what they taught me in the 60s. Don't do it, kids. You die.
What's up with this Lawrence Fishburne and his morals?
Yeah, really. What's he thinking?
Picking roles because of his faith or whatever.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Friggin' Lawrence.
Be a sellout, Lawrence. Come on.
Yeah, that's what Steve would do. Yeah, and me. We got a dude that's got over 400 names duct taped to his door, and these are names of people that are banned from his house.
I love this guy.
First of all, it's not me, though. I can understand why you think it would be. I'll tell you all about this at 8:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's this guy that has a list of more than 400 people who are banned from his property. And this is a handwritten list on printed paper and duct taped to his front door.
All this sounds very reasonable.
Yeah, very, very reasonable. And here's the thing. Half the people on this list are celebrities, which I'm thinking, what's going on over here? Dr. Phil is giving this guy a hard time. So he wants to say, hey, Dr. Phil, don't come in my house. You're banned. Don't come on my property.
You've been drinking today.
Yeah.
Probably.
So a woman posted a photo of this, and she says that it's her uncle's crazy neighbor, but she says he's not mentally ill, but he is a jerk.
Okay.
I will say this, though. I think he is mentally ill because multiple neighbors have restraining orders against him for good reasons, she says. I'm sorry, but if you've got a list on your front door of people that are banned and you've got restraining orders against you, multiple, you got some mental issues. You need to go talk to somebody because that doesn't happen. Regular people who are healthy do not have restraining orders against them, let alone multiple restraining orders.
Right, and regular people maybe have about 100 people on their list, and it's typed out, and it's double stick taped to the door.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Wow. 400 is way over the edge, and duct tape is not to be used for that.
See, I would love to sit down with this guy and just go through each name and ask why.
Dude, he's got Oprah. Doesn't want Oprah on his property. Dr. Phil. Beyonce.
Somebody didn't tell you when you need to shut up.
I mean, I don't blame him for Dr. Phil.
Doesn't want the Kardashians on his property.
That's just crazy. The Kardashians have an open door invite on our house.
How about 50 Cent? Because he doesn't want 50 Cent.
If it's a birthday party, he's more than welcome to come over.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, and plus, he'll bring something from the candy shop. So that's always nice. Mm-hmm. Miley Cyrus.
More than happy to have her come over.
She's and
her wrecking ball.
Yes. Also Billy Ray Cyrus, which I guess, you know what I mean. Look, he's responsible for Miley, so yeah, I can see that.
As long as he brings Lil Nas X with him, and they can do that song.
Oh, that's a great song.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon is not on the show. He's not also on the property either.
Imagine being these celebrities and you hear this story and you're finding out that you're not on this guy's list. If I'm Jimmy Fallon, especially since he does a talk show, like I don't know if Jimmy Kimmel's also on this because I could see Jimmy Kimmel doing this.
Jimmy Kimmel is on the list.
Jimmy Kimmel should go to that guy's house and knock on his door and ask.
He really should.
I feel like Jimmy Kimmel would.
Dude, you're absolutely right. I hope that happens. That sounds like a thing that he would do.
With the security team, of course.
Joe, you would need that, yeah. I think it would just be kind of entertaining just to, harkening back to Steve's issues with his neighbors is buy the house next to him and then just hang out.
Have all these people over for a kegger.
Yes.
Boy, that would be a baller move. You're right.
If I was a celebrity and I'm on this list, I would absolutely do that just because it would be hilarious.
Stephen Colbert's on the list as well. So he's got the late night guys, like, the early late night guys. Seth Meyers, as far as I know, not on the list. So Seth apparently, he likes Seth.
Conan dodged the bullet, it looks like, too.
Yeah. As well as, I forget his name, the guy over the carpool karaoke guy.
James Corden.
Thank you. Yeah, he's not on the list.
Well, and Conan doesn't he's on HBO Max now or whatever.
Yeah,
so it doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count anymore.
Okay, fair. And Paula Letterman's not on the list. He's retired.
Paula Abdul is on the list.
Oh, come on.
And Mayim Bialik. What did Mayim ever do?
From the 90s, man.
Is it the Cat show? Call Me Cat. He's really pissed about that show? I don't know. Sandra Bullock is on the list, probably because she didn't take the Matrix role.
Oh, yeah.
And he's pissed about that.
Go down that road again. No, it's because he wanted more speed movies from her.
That's what it was. Samuel L. Jackson is on the list. Eminem is on the list.
But I like that he wrote out Marshall Mathers. He didn't even write Eminem. Like, he's just like, no, I'm calling him by his real name. Me and Marshall, not cool anymore.
Now, here's the funny thing. Either he's losing his mind, which, I think we can all agree there's definitely something going on with his mind. He put some people on the list twice, like Floyd Mayweather made the list twice.
Well, maybe they did something and he forgot that they were on the list. It is a 400-person list, so he's just like, man, Floyd just pissed me off with that last fight.
Hilary Swank made the list. It's like, what has Hillary done? I mean, Hillary's a great actor who I don't think has done anything to anybody. And she's on the list twice, along with Elizabeth Banks, who was a treasure. Are you kidding me? Come on, Zach and Mary Elizabeth Banks, come on.
I like that Elizabeth Banks is on there back-to-back, which makes me think, did he have a long weekend? Like, he put her on the list on Friday, came back to the list on Monday, and forgot?
Is he pissed at the Hunger Games and then watched the Hunger Games 2 and then really got even more pissed? I don't understand.
Or maybe he really doesn't like the actress Elizabeth Banks and he knows somebody else named Elizabeth Banks.
Huh? Yeah, it could be that.
Both of them.
All valid.
How bad is that in your life? So then, therefore, anybody he meets named Elizabeth or has last name Banks, they're on the list. Yeah. You're on the list. Also back-to-back are Mickey Pfeiffer and Michelle Pfeiffer, who are not related. So they just basically Pfeiffered up.
Is he just going through like a random like IMDb of actors and actresses and alphabetically putting them on the list if he doesn't like them?
Maybe these are like people in like movies he doesn't like, or at least some of them at least.
But they're banned from his house. I mean, if Michelle Pfeiffer showed up to my house, no matter what kind of what I thought of her movies, I'd be like, hey, come on in. You're Michelle Pfeiffer.
Would you like to watch your Batman movie? That's what I would say.
Would you like to watch your Batman movie?
How about the 6 main cast members of Saved by the Bell are listed individually on this list?
That's fair. Lisa Turtle, not allowed in my house either.
But isn't one of them not around anymore?
Yeah, Dustin Diamond, he's got on the list, but apparently I don't know if he knows that Dustin's not with us anymore.
Dead or alive, not allowed.
All right, I mean...
Yeah, my favorite is the fact that he's got Bradley Pitt on there, so apparently Bradley too handsome for him.
Wait, he called him Bradley, not Brad Pitt?
Yeah, Bradley Pitt. Yeah,
I love this guy.
And another thing he put on there is Chicago people. So if you're a Chicago person, you are not allowed on his property. Yeah.
Or is it Chicago the musical?
Or the band?
Or the band.
Oh, wow.
It's tough to call. You're right. I mean,
all of them. Yeah, I think it's all of them.
Yeah, that does. I mean, I can understand why he doesn't want the band and the musical on there. It makes sense. Also, both Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. Get off my property.
Well, they usually come as a pair, so you want to make sure and get them both out of there.
But here's the weird thing. They both have question marks next to their names. So I'm not sure if he's on the fence about Matt and Ben.
Or maybe they're allowed together but not separately.
Oh, interesting.
I will only take you as a pair.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't break up the set.
You can't break up the set.
Wow. Yeah, this is a gentleman, again, who has 400 names of people duct taped to his front door of people who are banned from his property.
If someone did an interview with him, I had to go through a paywall to get the answers of why, I would pay it. Right. I really want to know what's up with this guy.
Yeah,
I'd subscribe to his Patreon. Whatever it is, I just want to know answers. Like, why are these people on their list?
Netflix needs to do a Tiger King-like show about this.
Or he could just make a TikTok and every day it's a new person on the list and a reason why. Or it's an adding to the list or anything like that.
Dude, if Netflix had a documentary where these celebrities got to talk to him, even if it's not in person, because obviously they're on the list, so you don't want to put them like a Zoom interview where they each got to find out why they're on his list. You're telling me you wouldn't want to watch that?
Yeah, and I can't, there's no rhyme or reason to the celebrity part of it because he seems to be an equal opportunity hater. I was looking for a pattern, really couldn't find a pattern. Except, most of them are actors. I was just thinking, I think they're all actors, aren't they? Were there any musicians in there that I could tell?
There were some politicians, I guess, when you look at the full list. Like Bill Clinton's on the list, some other people as well.
Thank you very much. All right, so maybe there's
the Smith family. They're all on it.
Are all of these folks
Mark
a particular?
Wahlberg.
Oh, wow. Now I'm starting to see a pattern only because of Bill Clinton. I'd have to look at the list and see if they all lean a particular way politically. Is that the road he's going on?
Because Trump's on the list as well.
Really? Bill Clinton and Trump. Okay.
Ivanka, Donald Jr., and Eric. So the whole Trump family.
Well, if that's the case, then he's got no rhyme or reason. He's
even Monica Lewinsky is not on this list.
But he doesn't like Bill Clinton, but what's he mad at Monica for?
This really sounds like people that he's seen on TV that he doesn't like.
For all we know, is it really a list banning people from his house, or is he just trying to kill time and just write every celebrity that he's ever heard of on a list, and that's where he keeps it on his door?
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm just writing names, guys. I don't know why you guys are all getting all weirded out by this.
Yeah,
and somebody else had wrote in band up there.
Yeah.
He's totally confused about it. It's just my list, guys.
Yeah, maybe he was thinking it was the other way around. These are the only people allowed in my house, and he just doesn't know what the word band means.
Is that Mila Kunis? Okay, he's off.
I'm guessing because
Mila
he
Kunis?
spells it all kind of funny.
All right, what about Ashton Kutcher? Is Ashton allowed on the list? Because
I'm sure Shania Twain's on this.
It's not right next to her, but I know Kevin Bacon and Kira Sedgwick, and they're married, right? They're together.
Yeah, Kira Sedgwick. Yeah, they're. So he doesn't like them either. And all they do is they're harmless. He plays a little song with her, and they do videos. Why does he? I mean,
Hey, you know
why
what
does
would be
he hate
better?
these people?
Why doesn't he just put out a list of the people that are on the list, like that can come in?
So those are the ones allowed in.
Right.
That would be a great list.
I can't get over that there's a little heart next to Mark Wahlberg.
So he's banned, but there's a little heart there.
Why would he put a heart unless somebody went up there and put it on there themselves? And
I'm not going up to that man's front door.
I want to. Steve, I'm with you, man. I want Jimmy Kimmel to do this so bad.
On Halloween, they should have a bunch of people dressed up as these celebrities going trick-or-treating.
It's a great idea, actually. I mean, if we can't get these celebrities, then they all show up at his door going, hey, how are you, buddy?
Well, I feel bad
Trick-or-treat.
for all the Chicago people as well.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean,
Does that
that's a
include
pretty big
people
place.
who live in Chicago but aren't from there, like members of the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Bears and the Blackhawks? And
they have Chicago literally on their uniform, so yeah, they're Chicago people.
So
that's their label, baby.
You guys are going to be added to this list. It's the list of doom.
Doom, doom, doom.
Hey, if we're on that list, I am actually pretty excited.
Same.
Because those are all A-listers that he has up there, really.
Dave Winfield's on the list?
I don't know.
He's a former Yankee outfielder.
He's a baseball player.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I mean, what did
Dave
Dave Winfield
Winfield
ever do except maybe win a lot of games? Maybe they beat his team. Where's this guy from again?
Not Chicago.
No. Yeah, I can't see where he's from. It's just somewhere. Wow.
It's just somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know where he's from. It doesn't say in my story where he's from. So I don't know why he hates Dave Winfield. There's a lot of baseball players you could hate. I'm not sure why Dave Winfield's the guy. Like some of the people he doesn't like don't have a history of being like not cool. You know what I mean? There's some people you go, all right, well, you're kind of an aggravating celebrity, but a lot of these celebrities have not done anything to piss anybody off, as far as I know.
All right, you can only have one celebrity you're putting on your list that is not allowed at your house. You don't even care that they're a celebrity. I think you guys know mine, clearly, even though I've gotten to be okay with him. I still don't want Pete Davidson coming over.
Okay. I'm going to put your okay with him in parentheses.
Depends on my sobriety at the time.
Yeah.
If I'm not sober, I might be like, come on in.
And is he bringing one of his hot girlfriends with him?
Well, I mean, what's that going to do?
Well, like you get to meet,
He's
whether it's
coming
Kate
over, he's like,
Beckinsale.
hey.
Like if he's bringing Kate
This is my
Beckinsale,
wife.
I'd be down.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so
Kate Beckinsale's pretty cool. I'd finish watching Jolt if she came over.
You can watch it with her. That'd be fun.
I feel like you and Pete would get along if you just give him a chance.
Yeah, you really should give him a chance. Go on a double date with him or something.
Fine, Pete, if you're listening.
Yeah.
Let's go to Game Works together.
I can't believe you're not banning Billy Joel.
No, I want to hang out with Billy Joel. Anytime I've shared the story of him telling me to F off, have I ever said I'm mad at him? I've always said that I respect that.
Yeah, I find that odd. Because the people that diss me, like I'll tell you, there's a guy that dissed you, and that's why I'm not going to have him over at my house because he dissed you.
Who's that?
Lou Ferrigno.
I'm not Lou Ferrigno of my house. I'd charge him $50, but I wouldn't over my house.
That would be turnabout is fair play. He's the only one I could think of at the time, because of the fact that it was just, the story being is that we had Lou on as a guest to promote the fact that he was going to be at a comic convention. And then Steve, he and I were at that comic convention, and we see Lou at his booth, and we go, "Hey Lou, it's us. You know what? Let's take a picture." We were going to take a picture so we could put it on our socials to let everybody know he was at the comic convention as part of the interview that we did with him. And he was like, "Yeah, you're going to have to pay me money." And
$50.
And I'm like, "We had you on our show, Lou. We promoted your thing. We just want to put a picture up to promote you again.
Doesn't matter.
$50.
$50.
And that's why it's like he's banned from my house. I'm going to get the duct tape right now.
The house.
He's banned from my house, Lou Ferrigno.
If he gives you $50, will you let him in?
Well, you have to at that point. You already said it.
Well, Steve would. See, I don't know what my deal would be on that one.
That's right.
And the funny thing is, I ended up seeing Lou. We were at this other convention in Spokane, and there was just this. It was at a hotel, and everybody ate at the same little hotel restaurant. And there was Lou having breakfast, and he was right at the table next to me. And I thought, everyone goes, "Oh, you had him on the show. You should say hi." I go, "No, I am not going to go say hi to that guy because he'll probably ask me for money to say hi."
Spokane, he probably lowers the price. Maybe it's $30.
Yeah,
Well.
but I remember, I have so much dislike from him, and he's probably really a nice guy, but that one moment has got him like, he's on my band list.
All right, Vicky, who are you not allowing in your house?
I'm torn between someone I hate for no reason or someone that just freaks me out.
I go with hate for no reason.
Taylor Swift.
Ah, come
There
on.
you go.
Dude, she's
For
got
no
an
reason.
open
Good
invite
answer,
at
good
my place.
answer.
She actually, I sent her a key to our house. Like, she's that welcome.
Taylor too, I hear. I have no
Taylor's
reason.
the most.
I have no reason to hate her. And when my friend is obsessed with her and she gets mad when I mention how much I hate her, she's like, she writes her own songs. I'm like, good for her. That's awesome. Still don't like her. It's like, but she does A, B, and C. She's such a good person. That's great. That's great that she does that. I don't like her.
I could just see
I just
Taylor
don't-
Swift answering like an interview one day. Oh, what's the weirdest thing you've ever got sent to you? Well, this dude sent me a key to his house. And
Said it wasn't weird or
Yeah.
anything.
Come on over.
Yeah, feel free.
Anytime you're in Puyallup, feel free to use my house for whatever reason you need it for.
Just don't go to my friend's house. She hates you.
Good luck sleeping because the neighbor's dog doesn't stop barking.
Yeah.
Bring
Congratulations. Yeah.
All right, Danny, who are you not inviting?
Machine Gun Kelly.
Yo.
F that
Ooh.
guy.
Well, what if he wants to bring Megan Fox over?
He can drop her off and then he can't come inside.
Girls
answer.
only,
All right.
man. Machine
Okay.
gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rev?
Well, what if what's your girlfriend going to do while Megan Fox is in the house? Maybe she wants to hang with Machine Gun.
No, she's going to cook them dinner. That's what she's going to.
Or get some threesome action going. What are we talking about?
Here we go.
Wow. Okay, Steve. I thought it was unreasonable that Steve was going to ask her to cook dinner, but Danny's like, "Oh no, we'll show you what unreasonable means right now."
Yeah.
0 to 100.
Babe,
Yeah.
Megan Fox is coming over. Can you make that awesome mashed potato dish that you like to make?
And wear something nice.
Yeah.
Or something nice.
Wow. Yeah, that escalated.
Rev, is it the band Orgy or they have.
No, they've got an open invite. If they want to play a backyard concert at my house, we'll do it. Screw the neighbors.
I think I'm on the list, Steve. I think I can answer this question for
You're
Rev.
not.
I have never been invited to your parties anymore.
Actually, I did invite you to many of the early ones, and you never showed up. So that's why I took you off those lists.
So I'm banned.
So you're not technically banned, but a little shadow ban there with that. No, it would be Alice Eve because I drew her as Bacon, and then she couldn't even hide her displeasure.
She was so creeped out by you.
She was so weirded out. Simon Pegg, John Cho loved it so much, and then she just looked at me like I laid an egg in front of her.
Alice was not having a good day when she was on that show. She really wasn't. And, you can see, because Simon's a buddy of our show, and you could see in his face that he was like, "Gosh, Alice, will you please? These are our friends. These aren't just like, it's not part of another interview. These guys are really nice to us." But Alice it was not her day. I don't know
Probably
what.
weird. A random adult man just drew her as Bacon. She didn't know how to handle that.
Yes, I'm
I
not
thought
going
it
to
was
argue
awesome.
with that. I'm not going to argue with you, Steve, that those Bacon picks, you got to pick the right guy and the right girl to show him to.
Rev was batting 1,000 up until then.
Well, because they were all geeky people he showed him to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Alice Eve's a geek. She was just in a geeky
She
movie.
was in Star Trek. You're just automatically a geek, and you should love gifts
Yeah.
from people when they make them for you with their own damn hands. It took a long time to make those. At least she signed it for me.
Yeah, and I think she was just like, "My God, I'll at least do this now. Get out of here, freakish man."
She probably just happy you weren't giving it to her.
Yeah. Wow.
Could you please have
She's like,
this?
"Oh, yeah. Oh, you want me to sign it? That means that you want to keep it. Good. Thank the Lord."
I made this for you.
Oh, yeah, she did. The look of repulsion on her face, it was just like, she's like, "This has been a morning, and now this has just done it all." Thank you. I'm Alice Eve. All right, yesterday, Steve did get this one wrong.
Machu Picchu is known as the lost city of the what?
The Peruvians?
No.
The Fraggles?
No.
The Keebler Elves?
No.
Oh, yeah, Steve. It was the Incas. Incas get you every time.
Every time.
You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Miggs. We'll do that at 8:51 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I can't afford to pay my bills, how am I going to afford attorneys and bankruptcy fees?
One of the things people ask me all the time as a bankruptcy lawyer is that how am I going to pay all these fees and costs because I'm here because I can't afford to pay my bills? And of course, we understand that. I mean, being in the bankruptcy field. But one of the things to remember is that if you decide, once you make the decision to file bankruptcy, you can stop paying on all of the creditors that are going to be included in the bankruptcy, and those are the funds that you can use that you have been paying your creditors to pay your attorney fees and court costs to get your case filed. And once your case is filed, you're not going to have most of those payments anymore.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.